we realized that at the end of the game, the game, there was one parameter that was skipped completely in the literature. No one talked about this. There was the marginal productivity of talent. The marginal productivity of talent. So imagine that you start with the same talent in the two teams. You are in basket. The two teams have the same talent. Now you add Stephen Curry to one of the teams. So there is an imbalance, Now the one that Stephen Curry had more talent than the other one. Imagine 55-45. So what happened when the talent in one team increases in the margin on the probability that team wins? This is the marginal productivity of talent. If you add some talent to one of the team, how does the probability of winning the game change? In basket, the marginal productivity of talent is very high. Very high. So if you add some talent to one team that to a game where the teams were labeled at the very beginning, the one that gets the talent is very likely to win. And it's very likely to win because of the law of large numbers, because of the previous explanation. Because now the probability before was 70 and 70 of scoring, and now is 70 and 73. But 70 and 73 win 100 attacks per squad. Because of the law of large numbers, you know that it's going to win the 73. It's exactly like that. Then if you go to soccer, if you start level and then you get Messi in one of them, the imbalance is the same with Stephen Curry. It's the same because now you have one of the team with more talent than the other. But the probability of winning doesn't increase as much as in basket. So you can have imbalances and still you don't know who is going to win. That is very important for institutions. Because if you see the institutions in sports in the US, basket, etc., you have all institutions that try to level the field. For example, the salary cap, the draft. Because you need those institutions in order to have balance in the talent. Because if you have an imbalance in the talent, you know who is going to win and the sport is not interesting. The game is not interesting. In football, you don't need those institutions because you can have an imbalance and still you don't know who is going to win. Argentina lost against Arabia in the World Cup, and I think no one is going to argue that Argentina has much more talent than Arabia. Because in football, you can have that because you cannot apply the law of large numbers.